Hi, Richard Rash here with another of my short videos in the Foundation Man Speaks series on foundation repair problems in North Texas. Our subject, foundation repair company contracts and their warranties. One of the things you should know about dealing with foundation repair companies is that they are not licensed in Texas. Anybody with a broken down pickup truck and a couple of laborers can hang out a shingle professing to be the world's most experienced foundation repair contractor. You can always check the Better Business Bureau, and Angie's List is a good source for customer praise and complaints, but I promise you, a smart operator can get by for quite a while stringing along both unsatisfied customers and reporting services with promises that'll go long unfulfilled. Do your due diligence and consider an advocate. Points to be addressed here are contracts and warranties. Most foundation repair contractors have begun to include a clause in their contracts stating something to the effect that all unresolved customer complaints must be addressed through arbitration rather than a lawsuit, which on the surface sounds good until you examine it. Basic arbitration, according to Wikipedia, consists of a third-party review of the evidence in the case who imposes a decision that is legally binding on both sides and enforceable in the courts. Think about these things. The contractor likely has a lot of experience and understands arbitration. Homeowners seldom do. Consider questionable objectivity, which is a concern that the process of choosing an arbitrator is not an objective one, particularly when the decision maker, that is, the arbitrator, is picked by the contractor from a pool list where those who often favor certain contractors may get assigned cases more often. One of the reasons it is easy for the arbitrator to go against the homeowner and favor the contractor is the warranties. Most foundation repair warranties are written with the intention of protecting the contractors. They wrote them, so why wouldn't they cover their own butts as much as possible? To understand how this happens, you must understand the reason that foundations really fail in Dallas-Fort Worth area. I have found that the most common reason for the failure of foundation repair jobs is not the fact that the piers would not hold up the foundation, but that the piers, which are the only things covering in these warranties, were not needed to repair the foundation in the first place. The real reason the foundations failed in most of these cases was not settlement of the soil, but of upheaval or swelling of the soil under the slab. So in an attempt to sell piers, the parts of the structure that had not moved is lifted up to match the part that had been raised by the swelling soils. At this point, the house looks good. The problem becomes that if the reason for the heave, which is usually bad drainage or a leak under the slab, is not taken care of, the heaved area continues to raise up and off of the piers, and that is not covered under warranty by any of the foundation contractor warranties I've seen, because the pier didn't allow the foundation to settle. Now read the warranty. The other side of this issue is, if the drainage is corrected and or the leak fixed, the area of the home that was not piered will begin to lower back to original grade as the soil begins to dry out, while the pier areas remain artificially high because they are held up by the piers. Once again, read the warranty, which will most likely say that the piers are warranted against vertical settlement and the slab settlement within 5 to 7 feet of the pier. This is not warranting the job, but instead guaranteeing that the piers will not settle. In other words, it doesn't warranty the job, it warranties the piers. It seems when you sell piers, everything needs piers. When you don't sell piers, and your livelihood does not depend on piers, it's a lot easier to see the real problem clearly, whether it needs piers or it does not need piers. Before I close, I want to correct a fallacy that every property owner in North Texas needs to know and think about. The fallacy is, if it moves, it needs piers, because our hot, dry summer create a void under the foundation that the foundation falls into, which is the reason for foundation failure, and that is absolutely not true in most cases. While in extreme cases it can be true, but the majority of cases in North Texas it is not. In the majority of cases in North Texas, our homes and small commercial buildings are primarily constructed during the many consecutive hot, dry summers and not during the minimal times that the soil is moist. If the soil is hot and dry when the foundation is poured, then it is already contracted and will not likely contract an additional amount, at least not enough to withdraw support from a 20 to 30 inch deep foundation beam. So what usually happens is that when it rains, the soil is going to expand, lifting a part of the foundation, causing the unaffected part to seem like it has dropped. That's what usually happens, and when the foundation repair companies lift a house that they shouldn't, most of the time, and in most ways, the foundation contractor, not the consumers, are covered by the warranty. Please check out my website and be sure to watch my other videos. And if you have foundation problems, call me. I thank you.